What is up, YouTube? Thrift School over here, coming at you with what's sold on Amazon video. Now, I just did an eBay video. If you want to see that, click right here on the screen and it'll take you over there to that eBay video. But let's start off with 11 things I sold on Amazon. This was a little less than a week, I'd say. It's probably 4 to 5 days worth of sales. Today's the 5th. So this is 5 days worth of sales just to start off October. Now, I have sold a lot more than this, but I'm just highlighting on a few cool things that I sold, different genres of items. So let's hop right into it. First thing here we have are these Hurley Phantom Boardwalk shorts. I sold for $47.95. I should pick these up at clearance, at a big box store. It was either a Marshall's, a TJ Maxx, somewhere like that. And sometimes you can find good clothes there, sometimes not. I believe I paid about $10 for them, sold them for almost $50. So that was, that's a pretty awesome sale no matter how you look at it. Next we have this Wilton Thomas the Tank train engine, and I sold him for $19.17. I probably paid $1 to $3 on him. Now, how I ship these cake pans, a lot of people ask, oh, do you bubble wrap the whole cake pan? What do? You can't just stick a sticker right on the pan and ship it. So what I do is I get poly bags, big clear poly bags. I'll have a link for those down in the description. These are what I use for selling records, for selling big plush stuffed animals. They work awesome. I definitely recommend getting them if you don't have them already. So you get these big poly bags. I slide in the cake pan, fold it over, stick the sticker right on top. You don't really have to worry about these cake pans getting bent or damaged because, first of all, they're pretty durable. Second of all, it's not like they're going to have a lot of weight on top of them at the warehouse. Now, this could be wrong. They might drop it and something falls on it. But if Amazon is good to you, they will say it's warehouse damaged and you will get refunded in that case if they realize that it happened. I've never had an issue with doing it this way, and I've sold a lot of Wilton cake pans. Now, I know Wilton is recently gated, I guess, or recently restricted for a lot of new sellers or even sellers that have been selling on Amazon but just haven't been selling Wilton for a while. So if you are not gated, I definitely recommend looking for these. Next, we have this Disney toy. I guess it's a doll. It's Hunchback of Notre Dame Esmeralda. And this box was very damaged. It was completely dented, bent, and all destroyed. I stated that clearly in the description. I listed it as used good, not even very good, even though it's brand new. This whole toy was completely brand new, but the box was just damaged. And I did say that. I said the toy is brand new, box damaged. I said some more stuff in there as well, but you get the gist. So it sold for $70, which is insane. I believe I paid $3.95 for this at a red, white, and blue thrift store. Most of these items that you're going to see here I did pick up from thrift stores, but I will let you know if I got them other places. So I paid about $4 for this. Sold for $70 pretty fast. Pretty awesome sale. Next we have the Sony 4-head Hi-Fi VCR. Sold for $150. Now, one thing I recommend with selling VCRs and DVD players, first of all, test them, of course. If you do not have AV cables, which are the red, yellow, and white cables, I believe I may have some right over here. This is exactly what they would look like. You got the red, the yellow, and the white. If you don't have any, go to AliExpress.com, even eBay, right? Even Amazon, but you're going to pay up on Amazon a little bit. But you could get a big lot of 10 of them over on eBay, get them shipped to you, and I include them with every single one of my VCRs. Because if you're buying one and you're testing at home and then you're just shipping the unit itself, odds are you're going to get a return. So make sure you have these cables. Make sure you have the remote. That's another thing. I sometimes send it in without remote, and I put that in the description. But more times than not, I get returns when it doesn't include the remote. Doesn't matter. People aren't really reading it all the way, I guess. Highly recommend getting the remote, especially on ones that cost $150. You don't want a return. Now, maybe if you're getting $50 on it, you don't really have the funds to spend $10 to $15 on a remote after you spend $10 on the unit. I get that. I guess you're risking it at that point. But I do recommend sending it with the remote and sending it with the cables. Next, we have a LP vinyl record, Jazz by Queen. I picked up a bunch of records. They've been selling fairly decently. Records are a slow seller on Amazon, which is good and bad for me. It's good because it's consistent sales, and not a lot of people are doing it because you got to test it and listen to it and all this stuff. But with Amazon's new long-term storage fees, it kind of sucks because it's going to cost a lot of money. Now, I did just recently do some math. I added up all my long-term storage fees that I would be charged in February, come February, and I will be doing a video on that very soon, so keep posted because this would really, benefit everybody knowing exactly how much they're going to be getting charged. So this record I sold for $25.95. I probably picked it up for a quarter or less because I had a huge lot of almost 400 records, maybe even more than that, and I paid not that much for them. So sold this one for $25.95. It ships in that big poly bag like I was talking about earlier, and it's a pretty awesome return on investment with that. Next, we have an old video game, an Urban Assault for Windows 98. I picked this up at a garage sale for, I actually paid CD price for it because this was a town-wide type, school-wide garage sale, so everything had marked prices. And they want $5 a piece for video games, but this came in a CD case, so they charged me the CD price, which was $1. So $5 would have been still not a bad find, but at $1, sold it for $24.50. Old PC games still do pretty well. I mean, this is from, it says it's compatible with Windows 98, so it might even be a little bit later, but probably right around that era. Pretty cool there. Next, we have another cake pan, but this isn't Wilton, this is Nordic Ware. And Nordic Ware, when you see it in the store, you'll notice it's a lot heavier, a lot more durable. It's made out of cast iron or cast aluminum, I don't really know, but it's just really heavy and really durable. And this one sold for $45.50. I actually picked this up a long time ago. I'd say more than 6 months ago. I recently just lowered the price to help combat my long-term storage fees when they kick into effect in February. So I did lower the price on it. I believe I had it around $60, and it just wasn't moving because I think the merchant ones were selling before mine for some reason, even though I was FBA. So because I had it in my inventory for over 6 months, I priced below all of the merchants, which sometimes I recommend doing only if something's been sitting for so long. We have the dog trying to make an appearance over here. She has to get down. So sometimes I will recommend doing that. Next, we have a VHS tape. And yes, I sell VHS tapes, I sell CDs, I sell video games, I sell records. I do not sell DVDs because those are gated. I would love to get ungated. Not quite sure I know how to get ungated in DVDs. I know it's very tricky, but VHS tapes still do alright. As you can tell, this one only went for $5.48, and so you gotta get down. This one only went for $5.48, which doesn't seem like a lot because it's not a lot, but I picked most of them up for about a quarter at my red, white, and blue. They're 4 for $1, so a quarter a piece. Now, I probably only made $2 on this, maybe even less, maybe $1.50 after all is said and done. But the cool thing about how I look at this is most people don't want to pick up a $1 to $2 profit. But let's say you're at the red, white, and blue. At Red, White, and Blue, where I go, they say it's 1 for $1, 2 for 50 cents, or 1 for $1, 2 for $1, 3 for $1, or 4 for $1, right? So it could either be $1 a piece, 50 cents a piece, a quarter a piece, something like that, right? So might as well pick up 4, because 4 is going to be the same price as 1 and 2 and 3. So I always pick up 4, and if this is going for $1.50, okay, maybe I have 3 more that are all going for $1.50. So now we're at $6 in profit, just for some VHS tapes. Really, really, really easy to package. Just put a little piece of tape is what I do. I put a little piece of tape over the bottom so the tape doesn't come out, and just stick the sticker on the back. Throw it in the box. It's good to go. Most of them I do sell for more than this, but, it adds up. Next, we have this Chris Angel Platinum Magic Kit. And it's just a toy, just a big box toy that I pick up all the time. Scan everything that's new in box that are toys. Now, of course, there are some that I don't scan, like most of the CNITs are pretty bad. Not all of them, but most of them. Most of the Twilight games are really bad. Most of the old DVD on TV games are really bad. A bunch of no-name puzzles are really bad. But there are good ones out there, and this surprised me. I did not think it was going to be worth this much. It kind of looked like something that'd be sitting at Big Lots for $10, but it sold for $33.89. I think I paid $1.95 for this at a thrift store, so that was a pretty awesome sale. Number 10, we have Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PlayStation 2. I sell video games like crazy. I believe they are my biggest seller on Amazon. Not 100% sure. It might be between that and music. I think video games are pretty close, though. So $19.95 is what this game sold for. I believe I actually paid up on this. I think it was $3 to $5. at I don't know, either at a garage sale or at a garage sale or a thrift store. Not quite sure. But $19.95 is pretty sweet. Really easy to package these things. Now let me give you guys a tip. Not only do I use giant poly bags, but I also use DVD poly bags and CD poly bags. Now I use these for collectible games, expensive games, games where a lot of people would just stick the sticker on the back of the case, when I don't do that for more expensive games. Now this is a game that's right on the edge of that. It's $20. So if somebody spent $20 on an older game, since this is PlayStation 2, odds are they really want it in great shape. If you say very good condition, you don't want to stick a sticker right on the back of the case. So get these poly bags. They are dirt freaking cheap. They're so cheap. You get 100 per case thing, and you're not risking the case getting all scratched up or scuffed while it's on the shelves. Maybe it drops on the ground and rubs against the concrete floor that they have in their warehouses, right? You don't want the case to get ruined if you're posting it in very good condition. Now, games that are over $20, I would definitely do it. Games that are, $8 to $12, I don't generally do it. Same thing with CDs. I will do it for some very expensive CDs. I've sold CDs that are $50 and up, and of course I will put them in one of those just so they don't get scratched up. Especially if you're doing very good condition, because people are really only buying CDs nowadays, either if they're really big collectors of CDs or if it reminds them. I don't know, but just a tip. Okay, now for the last item. We have these Comfort Zone mini fireplaces, and this was a retail arbitrage thing. And I don't really do retail arbitrage, but these were only $7 a piece. And as you can tell, I sold it for $44.48. The person bought 2 of them, so that brings it to $88.96. Pretty awesome. I actually had 3 of these, and all 3 sold. But this person bought 2, which was really, really, really cool for $7 a piece at a retail store. They were clearanced off from $50, which was actually higher than Amazon. So it was insanely awesome for me to find them. Picked up all the ones they had. They actually had 4, so I only picked up 3 because the 4th box was pretty damaged, and I didn't feel comfortable sending it in as new. Probably could have done used, maybe. I don't know. I probably should have gotten it for myself. It's pretty chilly in here right now. So these are the 11 things I sold on Amazon. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out my other channel and a link to a playlist that I have for all my ride-along videos coming up right now.